Welcome to HopexPodcast. This is Pres Hopel from HopexPodcast, and today's topic is being a mom. We've been interviewing a lot of people from around the country, a lot of moms, a lot of parents, just to get an idea of what it feels like and the experiences they have raising their child or their children. And now we have a lot of useful information that's going to be coming up very soon on this episode that talks about how people has raised their kids or their child. We actually had a new mom. She just had a baby 3 months ago, and you're going to hear her talk about how raising a child and being a mom. I mean, even though she's new to parenting, but everybody has their own skills of raising a child or raising their children. So this is a very good information for not just women but also men, just to give an idea of what your wives or the mother of your kids are going through, or the experiences or observation that they have while they're raising their children. And it's just going to help a lot of new mothers out. If you enjoy, learning new things about being a mom, or you just want to have an idea of what it feels like, even though people have different ways of raising their kids, you're eventually going to come up with your own technique. But it's something that's so useful for a lot of new mothers and even people that are moms, just to listen to other people talk about their experiences with raising a child or their children. Stay tuned. I'm here with CJ.
I am 29 years old. I am engaged.
Is that going well?
Yeah, everything's good. Just new parents, my first child, his first child, so we're just pretty much adjusting to being parents.
What is that feeling you got when you figured out that you were pregnant?
I was very nervous. I was scared. I was happy. It was just a bunch of mixed emotions.
Yeah, my mom told me that she was freaking out.
Yeah, it was a bunch of mixed emotions. We did it on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it on purpose.
So it was planned.
Yes, it was planned, but then we got scared, and like 2 days later, we took a plan B because we was afraid.
We don't want to say anymore.
Yeah, so we were thinking, okay, it was gone away, and then I realized I missed my period. And it
didn't work? Wait, the plan B didn't work?
The plan B didn't work, so I still got pregnant. I still was pregnant.
Wait, but you took it after 2 days after. So
yeah,
that's
but they say you have like 48 hours to take it. So we were still within the, 48 hours. But, I was still pregnant. It wasn't meant for him to, it was meant for him to be here.
So it's like some things are just meant to be.
Yeah, some things are meant to be, yeah.
Okay, so you don't have any kids. That's your first child.
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell us your experience about being a mom since you've had your baby?
It is life-changing.
Okay.
It's a feeling that I can't really describe. It's just so joyful. I just feel like I have something worth living for.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's just a feeling I can't describe it.
And how many months is your baby now?
He is about to be 4 months. August 8th.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, what do you love most about your child?
I love his dimples when he's laughing and smiling, and he just has his own little personality. He has a big personality for a young age. He have all these different face expressions. Like, he can't really hide his emotions. You can kind of tell how he feels with his
Wait, is it July, right?
Huh?
Oh, it's not in July. Hey.
What?
I'm talking about your child. He wasn't born in July. This is July.
Yeah, he was born in April.
This is August.
April 8th is when he was born. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so. And I love breastfeeding. I don't know why.
My mom doesn't.
I love breastfeeding because it makes me feel good to know that I could satisfy my baby, and I know I'm giving him something healthy and good for him. So, yeah.
Okay, so what is one thing, if your child eventually becomes your age, what is that one thing that you see yourself telling your child to do as a parent? I mean, you're kind of a new mom,
to be
so.
his own person, to treat people how he wants to be treated, to just be a leader, and not a follower.
So has it been really easy to raise a child, or has it been hard? Like,
I mean, okay, so my baby was born in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, of course, we're
right,
still in a
coronavirus,
pandemic.
right.
So my hospital experience, it wasn't how everybody said it would be, and I know it has a lot to do with the pandemic.
Right.
We went home 2 days later. I was just happy he came out healthy and I was okay, and we were able to go home like literally 2 days later. We didn't want to stay in the hospital. But the first couple of months was very tough for me because we didn't have any family come around, you know, so it was just me and my fiance, and, you know, he went to work like 2 weeks later, so I was basically picking up most of everything.
Oh, so you're just by yourself.
Yeah, I was just by myself,
right.
and it was very depressing, you
right,
know, because
right.
a new baby changing his environment, you know, he's trying to learn the world, so his sleep patterns are off. He got his days and his nights mixed up. So it's a lot of sleepless nights. It's just times when I would just cry with him, and you know.
So have you like ever cried? Like, oh my God, why is this happening? Like after you had the baby, because you had so many things to do and you didn't know about it before. You cried? Like you had a time that you were like so depressed?
I cried because I was not expecting to do everything on my own.
By yourself.
Like I was expecting our parents to come and help out. I was expecting to have a little assistance, you know.
Yeah.
So I just missed out on a lot of sleep, you know, and just trying to learn the baby, and you know, it was.
So can you like mention some things that you wish you knew before you became a mom?
I wish I knew the proper way to feed my child. Because I find myself overfeeding him. Now we're starting to get on the schedule now to where we're not overfeeding him. But because he would cry so much and he loves to eat, so he only cries when he wants milk.
Oh, okay.
And we would just feed him, give him as much as he wants. And I had to think, okay, he's a child, he's a baby. He don't know his limit. He don't know when to stop.
He doesn't need that much food.
And it's really hurting him, you know. But I wish somebody would have told me, well, it's okay for a baby to cry. They're going to cry. You don't have to feed them every time they cry, you know.
Yeah, my mom actually had help with my grandparents. But I understand the coronavirus is kind of like changed a lot of things. Yeah. And people can come over like they want to.
Right, yep.
Okay.
So that was like a big thing that I wasn't really expecting. But
okay.
You know.
So when you got pregnant, who was the first person you told that you were pregnant?
Who was the first person I told? I told my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister, she's like my best friend, so she was the first person I told.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your favorite memory so far about you raising your child? Like your favorite memory that you remember so far? I like doing the tummy time with him. Tummy time. My mom says everything. She said everything was like
tummy time. He likes to stand up. He's already trying to walk in his walker. He's already trying to crawl.
Wow.
He said, "Mama," already. Yes, I know it sounds so crazy because he's so young. He's like 16 weeks, so it sounds so crazy. But I'm going to tell you how it happened.
Okay.
So he was sitting in my mother's-in-law's lap because now, you know, family is around. Now that I'm back working, my mother-in-law, she comes to the house and takes care of him when I'm not there.
Right.
When me and his dad isn't there. So he was just sitting. They were sitting on the couch. He was sitting on her lap. And I noticed he was watching me. So I ended up walking from across the room. And his eyes followed me in every direction. His head did not turn, but his eyes was moving in every direction I was going. So he started to fuss, and my mother-in-law like kind of picked him up, trying to rock him, tell him, "Oh, okay, it's okay, baby." And I said, "Oh, he just want his mama. He want his mama." So I went over and I reached out for him. I said, "You want your mama? You want your mama?" And he was just crying, and he said, "Mama." And my mother-in-law said, he said, "Mama." I said, "Oh my God, you heard that too?" I thought I was tripping. He said, "Mama." and his dad was sitting on the couch and tried to act like he didn't hear us.
Yeah.
I said, you know you heard us say mama, and I try to act like he didn't hear
3
us.
months though, that's
3 months. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he didn't mean to say it. I don't know, but he said it.
He said it. That's what that matters.
Yeah, he said mama. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's all for today.
Okay.
I wish you best in life with your child and your family that you're raising. Okay, but thank you so much for doing this. It really means a lot.
It was fun.
Inspirational quote of the day is hope. Hope is an expectation. I mean, do you ever imagine just setting your alarm before you go to bed because you know tomorrow you wake up to go to work? Or you got hungry and you went to the store to get water or something to drink, but you have no idea what you're gonna eat. You call somebody and tell them, hey, I'll be there tomorrow, but you don't know if you're gonna wake up. That's hope. Hope is an expectation, something that we just do without conscience, because we believe that it's gonna get better. I mean, it's gonna happen. That's hope. And I'm Prince Hopel. That's your inspirational quote of the day. Here we have Miss Stephanie.
I'm 40 years old.
You look young.
Yes, I'm 40. I just turned 40 on the 17th of July.
That's good. So are you married?
Yes, I am.
What was that feeling you had when you got pregnant?
Well, I was young when I first got pregnant. So when I found out, I was scared because, of course, I had to tell my mom I was 16. So it was a scary experience, but then it was good.
Okay, so who was the first person you told that you were pregnant?
My husband.
Okay.
At the time, my boyfriend.
So you were like freaking out.
Yeah, so he was the first person I told.
Wasn't planned. It couldn't be
No,
planned.
it wasn't planned.
Right.
Actually, I just happened to be going to the doctor's for a regular doctor's appointment and wound up finding out I was pregnant.
And that was how long ago? That's a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, that was 23 years ago. My daughter will be 23 in September.
Whoa. Okay. So how many kids do you have now?
I have 3.
3 kids.
I have 3.
Okay.
2 girls
boys?
and 1 boy.
Good. Amazing. Okay. Can you tell us your experience about being a mother?
It's a good experience, but it's also, how can I say it? It's scary at sometimes because sometimes you don't know if you're doing things right, and sometimes, you know, you want to be the best mom, but
Right.
sometimes you know, you just, like I said, it's scary at sometimes because you want to be the perfect mom, but everything is not gonna be perfect, especially when you're dealing with girls.
Girls?
Yeah, my girls are like, they're challenging because, you know, they're just like you, and you know, you gave your mom a hard time when
Right.
you know you want certain things, and you know, but other than that, it's good. My
So
son
you
is
think
real
it's-
easy.
You think it's harder to raise a girl than a man? I mean, a boy, like a man?
Well, with me, it's harder to raise girls because you have to deal with
The character of
just
that.
all of that. Then you know them having their menstrual, dealing with boys. You don't
Right.
want them to go through a lot of things you've been through with being hurt, you know. But that's life. They're gonna go through that. But other than that, yeah, just they period boys. Just you don't want them to have teen pregnancies. You know, you want them to be successful and everything, which I went through all of that with my daughters, and both of them are successful. They went to college. They have their own businesses. So I think I did
You
a good job,
yeah,
right?
You did. Okay, so what do you love most about your kids?
They all have their own personality. They all different. With my oldest, she's real funny and bubbly. You'll love to be around her. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she's real shy. She's like an introvert. And then my son, he's real quiet, but then when he do talk and he's around us, he's real funny and So they all
Have their own character.
They have their own character. They bring a lot. They bring me joy.
Okay, that's good. So, what is one thing you would have done differently as a mom? Well, you're still a mom, but something different.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's what my mother said.
Nothing.
She said nothing.
I wouldn't change anything
You
because I
didn't
think
right.
I've done a good job. I think everyone turned out to be good, so I wouldn't change anything. Because if I change, you would never know what you get.
Yeah,
so
what might turn
I
out
think
to be,
everything
right.
is perfect. Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
That's good. So, what is something that you've always wanted to tell your kids, but you never had?
I think I tell them everything.
Everything.
They know everything,
Well,
so
what
it's
thing
nothing. It's nothing to
hide.
hide. So
Okay.
especially with my girls, they know everything. So.
Okay, that's it. So, was it hard to raise your kids, or was it easy?
I mean, being a young mom was hard because I got pregnant at 16, had my daughter at 17. Then by 19, I was pregnant again. So, just trying to find a way, still being young, still raising myself,
Right.
I still had to take care of 2 kids and stuff. Just, I think the scariest thing with that was moving out on my own when I left the nest. Yeah, I had to become a mom.
But you made it. You made it.
It was good.
That's what that matters. You made it.
Mhm.
So, was that something that you knew before you became a mother that nobody told you, but you knew you wish you knew about?
I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing, but I guess my motherly instincts kicked in. So
Okay.
I was able to, and then being around, like me, personally, I'm the youngest out of all my friends, and all my friends had kids, and they're older than me. So, and then I have my family, we're close knit, so I knew kind of what to do, but it's different when you have your own. When you're watching everybody else do things with their kids, when you have your own, it's totally different. So I didn't know, but I mean,
You're a
you have to
strong
figure
mom,
it
so-
out.
Yeah.
But
You
I
got
think
mom
I did
skills.
good.
You got mom skills. Okay. So, what was your favorite memory when you were, a mom? You're still a mom right now, but like that favorite memory that you remember all the time?
With my kids?
My mom said
Holidays.
everything was good.
Holidays is the best, especially on Christmas when your kids wake up and they get everything that they ask for. Being able to do that is the best. Like when we sit down and we talk about their childhood, because they're all grown, except for my son, he's 12. But they talk about Christmas, just getting everything they ask for.
Hopex Natural, a company owned by Hopex Market, has been helping people all over the world with skincare problems such as eczema, acne, and so much more. If you'd like to try out skincare products with vegan, natural, organic, non-GMO ingredients, you can definitely visit HopexMarket.com. They have body butters, body scrubs, and so much more that works for different types of skin and all skin type. If you're trying to get away from chemical intoxication, Hopex Natural is the go-to. So visit Hopex Natural at HopexMarket.com. Hey, Miss Stacy, how are you doing today?
I am doing fine, thank you.
So it's good to have you today.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, how long have you been married?
I have married 10 years now.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have 2 children,
Okay, are they
but
boys?
in all, I have 4. 2 of my own, and my husband had 2 before my marriage.
Okay, so can you tell us your experience about being a mom, raising your children?
Yes, I can do that. Raising children and being a mom is not an easy task because there's so much important rules and regulation that you have to put in it when you're growing your kids. Because if you don't bring them up right and correctly, then they'll lead off to the wrong path, and you don't want that. So there's so much you have to put in it when you raise your children. Good ethics, good moral support, education is the key, and manners is one of them that you have to make sure that you put into your kids when you're doing that. The next thing is education and finance. You have to teach them how to be financially stable and how to save their money. Teach them the good thing about education. Why is it important? Why is it important for you to have manners and to be polite to people? You have to do all those things.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you tell us things that you love about your kids?
What I love about my kids is that they have behavior, they have manners, they know how to speak to people properly, and they look up to me, and they have moral support. They're very kind, they're very loving children, and they're very understanding. So when I tell them anything, they understand.
Can you tell us one favorite memory that you remember about your kids?
Yes, there is one favorite memory I can tell you. It's about my 19-year-old son going to school when he was 10 years old. He was always worried about exams, and one day he come home crying and screaming that he was going to fail because he was going to high school. And he cried that whole day. He didn't want dinner. He didn't want to eat at all. But when I take the time out to sit him down and to let him know that, listen, sometimes in life there is failure. And you have to understand that in life when you have failure, you have to learn how to get up and go again. And if you put your all in something, you can make it. And that particular day, I think I've taught him something. So when he went to school that day for the exam, he passed his exam and he went to the high school that he chose. And that was something that he carried on in his life for a very long time.
And that kind of like got stuck to your memory, like.
Yes.
Okay. So when you first got pregnant, what was the feeling that you had? Like, did you feel like you were going to be a mom? Like, was it something that changed for you?
Well, I did love my husband, and when I get pregnant for the first time, I didn't really ready for a pregnancy. But when I got pregnant, because I had my husband and I know I loved him and he had loved me and supported me, it was a joy for me. And I love being pregnant because I love feeling that little fluttering in your stomach and all that. And it's an experience for me when I got pregnant with my son. And it was a joy experience for me. So I don't have no regrets. And I think if I can get pregnant today, I'll go back again.
Okay, so what is that something that you've always wanted to tell your kids but you never did?
Something that I always wanted, never did. There is not a lot of stuff I tell my kids. I try to educate my kids a lot about the environment and the world today and how people are today. And I still search for things that I need to tell them. So I'm still in the process of learning myself and teaching myself new things so I can carry it out to them. So but I really don't have anything that I really keep back from them. I try to tell them everything. The only thing I usually keep back from trying not to tell them before they reach the age is about relationships and sex and stuff like that. But they are past that age now, so I really don't have anything right now. Still searching for those kind of information to apply with them.
Okay, so right now a lot of kids are having babies, young kids. And if you have to tell a young kid that just got pregnant at the age of 13 or 14, what would be that something that you would tell to her? Because, a lot of people are not ready for motherhood. Like, that one thing that you didn't know before you got pregnant or before you started having a baby. Like, what would be?
Well, I would tell them getting pregnant is a very good thing because that's what we come here on the world for. But it's just at the time frame in when you get pregnant. Now, if I have seen someone who is 13 or 12 and they get pregnant now, if I had the chance to speak to them, I would say, listen, it's not the end of the world. And pregnancy is 1 year. The baby will born soon. Don't think it's the end of the world for you. You can get up back and go back to school, get your career. Not because you have a child and you have the child young. That don't mean it dump your future. You can still move on.
Thank you, Stacey. That's all we have for you today.
Oh, thank you.
We're happy to have you, and thank you for answering the questions.
Oh, thank you. You have a good day.
Do you like to try out new things like organic ingredients, natural products, something without no toxication, no chemicals, just pure natural plants, herbs, or all kind of ingredients that are natural? At Hopex Market, giveaways, money, and many things that people can use for their skincare products. We are giving out right now, and we advise a lot of people to enter. Last month we gave out to more than 20 people. Next month we will be giving out back to school materials like books, pencils, things that students will need. We do give out to international students and people out of country, all over the world. We believe love can't just be in a place. It's something that has to be shared and known. From Hopex Market Company, our giveaway continues, and we encourage you to enter. You can win money, cash, so much more that you can win. So go to HopexMarket.com/giveaway to win something today. I'm Praise Hopel. Miss Tasha, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Would you like to introduce yourself to the people listening?
Oh yes, I'm Tasha Pringle. I became a mom when I was 25. I just love being a mom.
Great. So, are you married?
No,
Okay. So you're not married,
no, I'm not.
but you do have a child.
Yes,
Just one.
just one.
Okay. What's the name of the kid again?
Her name is Sanaya.
Sanaya. So can you tell us your experience about being a mom?
My experience becoming a mom was pretty much, it was a little hard, but especially when she was born, like when she was really small. But as the years came and go, and it came a lot easier because I had a lot of support raising her with her dad. Even though me and her dad aren't together, he still supports me as much as he can, and I have the support of my mom and just friends and family. But the experience was a little rough at first, but like I said, it's came a lot easier now that she's older.
When you got pregnant, what was the feeling that you had when you got pregnant? Did you feel like you were a mom, or like something changed for you?
It was a little bittersweet because it was just bittersweet. Like when she was born, I was like really excited. I was excited when I found out, but like when she finally came in the world, I was like extremely excited. Like, oh my God, I'm really a mom now. But yeah.
Who was the first person you told when you got pregnant?
Her dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Were you together with him at the time?
Yes, we were married.
Can you tell us one thing about your child that you love? Like one memory that makes you remember her all the time?
This is a funny memory. She had to be maybe 3 or 4, and we had like a family gathering at my mom's house, and she told my brother, "You talk too much." But yeah, that's one of my fond memories I have of her. She's really outspoken, so that's one of those.
Well, that's good because I am too. Well, for me, my mom never told me because she said everything was good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said everything was good for her. So I guess because I talk a lot or play a lot, so it was easy for us to just grab up everything. So yeah, good kid.
Yeah,
whatever. Okay,
good.
All right. Right now, there's a lot of kids that are getting pregnant at a very young age. 13 or 15 upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And they're babies as well, they're children, and they're getting pregnant. So is that something that you would say to a child, like a 13-year-old that's pregnant or a mother-to-be?
My first thought would be to tell them, like, are you sure this is what you want? I feel that you're too young to have a child. You're a child yourself. There's a lot of things that come with being a mother, and I don't think it's a good idea. But if you have a support, I'm not saying you can't do it. Everybody should be able to have a child, but I feel that you should think about it. You should have thought about it more before you got into that situation. But if you have a support and love that you need to take care of this child, I say go for it. But I don't agree with it. But that's my input.
How's your relationship with your daughter?
It's great. Yes, I try to we're not. I'm far as being her mother. I'm her mother first. I'm her friend second. I don't raise my child to be my friend because she needs to know that I'm the mother and she's not. So, but we have a real good relationship.
Well, you know what? I have had friends that got pregnant at a very young age, but I was not really close to them.
Right.
They were just like people that I went to school with, you know? And they were actually the quiet ones. You know, the ones that wouldn't say anything, the ones that would just sit at a table by themselves. And the next thing I know, one of my friends was actually pregnant. We were in like 9th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it was tough for her because I didn't really speak to her. We wasn't like close friends, but it was just somebody I knew at school. You know? But I totally understand what you mean, you know?
Yeah.
Because right now I'm a student and it's already hard keeping up with life. And raising a child could be kind of hard.
It is, especially if you don't have anybody to support you or you don't have the father in the picture, because that happens a lot where young teens are having kids, the father's not involved. So they're more focused or dependent on the mother or the parents to help out. And it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to be old enough to be able to take care of the child yourself versus the father and mother. It shouldn't be all on the mother. Because I'm a single parent now, but it's really hard, and you just have to really think about like your child has to be your motivation to really get up every day and keep moving, regardless of if it's hard or not. Of course, it's going to be hard, especially when they get older, because they're needing more as they get older. But I feel you have to be ready. You don't have to be ready, but you have to have that mindset to know and understand that having a child isn't something that's just happens. You have to really be ready for it. It's a real struggle if you're doing it alone. But that's my take on that.
Yeah, it seems like. Well, I'm not ready to be a mom, but I've heard stories. I tell you, I've heard stories, and I've had stories people tell me, and they cry because it was so hard. They remember how hard it was. They just had to cry.
Yeah, it's emotional, especially when you're by yourself.
Yeah, when you have no help. Yeah. So that's all the questions we have for you today.
Okay.
That was easy, wasn't it?
Yes, thank you.
Hopex Natural, a company owned by Hopex Market, has been helping people all over the world with skincare problems such as eczema, acne, and so much more. If you'd like to try out skincare products with vegan, natural, organic, non-GMO ingredients, you can definitely visit HopexMarket.com. They have body butters, body scrubs, and so much more that works for different types of skin and all skin type. If you're trying to get away from chemical intoxication, Hopex Natural is the go-to. So visit Hopex Natural at HopexMarket.com. Gwen, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hello, my name is Miss Dodd.
Miss Dodd? Okay, Miss Dodd. So, Miss Dodd, are you married right now?
Yes, I am.
You're still in the marriage.
Yes.
Great. Do you have any kids?
Yes, we have 5.
Can you tell me your experience about being a mother?
Well, my experience as being a mother is you have to be very patient and understanding, and you have to show a lot of tough love when it's needed. Because if you don't, your children will be spoiled, and they'll grow up to be...
It's okay to think.
Yeah, they'll grow up to be like little demons, I want to say, but I won't say demons. They will grow up to be...
Like, are they going to grow up to be, like, different in a way you don't want
They
them
are
to be?
very different. All of them are very different. And each one of them are different in every aspect of life. They have their own, know what they want to do. And that's how I raised them. To figure out what you want to do and go after it.
What do you mean different? What do you mean? Like the character?
Yes, the character.
So what do you love most about your children?
their independence. I raised them to be very independent and self-sufficient, to take care of themselves at a young early age, like making their beds, cleaning their rooms, fixing things that they could fix in the kitchen, like a sandwich, easy things. I love their independence.
When you find out that you were pregnant, because this was one of my favorite questions asking people, when you find out that you were pregnant, I know people normally have this feeling, maybe them being a mom or not ready or anything like that. What was that feeling that you had when you got pregnant?
I really didn't know when I got pregnant each time. I didn't find out until I went to the doctor for a checkup. My body is different. I never knew until I was at the doctor's office. And it was surprising, but happy.
Happy. Mm-hmm. So, what is one thing that you would have done differently as a mother that you look back and say, oh, I wish I had done that?
I wish I had waited a little longer to have children.
Why would you say that?
Yes, because I didn't know it's a lot. I had to read a lot, ask my mother and my grandmother a lot of questions, because I married young and I didn't know a lot. So I had to get help from my mother, grandmother. They taught me a lot.
It's good that you had help, because some people don't have help. Because I've interviewed a lot of people, and some of them was like, one thing they wish they had known was, if somebody was going to be there for them to help them. And some people had help, some people didn't have help. One person actually interviewed as a baby 3-4 months ago, but she doesn't have any help because coronavirus is going on. So nobody could come over to help her, given that she just had a child in the epidemic. So what's something you've always wanted to tell your kids?
To grow up and live a happy life. Don't get married too soon. Definitely not have children too soon, which they did. And just live a good, healthy life.
When you got pregnant, who was the first person you told?
My husband.
Everybody says that. Or my sister. Yeah. What would you like to tell young kids that are getting pregnant at an early age?
To seek help and make sure you get the right prenatal care. Because every child deserves a fighting chance.
But what do you think about that? That kids are young.
Well, everybody makes a mistake. And I don't think abortion is a choice for me. But some people can't afford it to have a child. So adoption would be the next phase if they want to do that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopex Market, a company that runs in the clothing world, in makeup, and hair, and so much more, such as the brand Hopex itself, and Hopex Clothing, Hopex Blog, Hopex News, and Hopex Everything. Hopex Market runs a blog, a news line, a joke line, a reading line, a poem line, and so much more. You can go to Hopex Market and get discounts, free shipping on everything that you buy. Hopex Market is a giving company. They donate every month. Hopex Market does giveaway every month. And they give to people all around the world, wherever you are. Hopex Market has different things from your skincare products, like your hair, your body butters, which are all organic, no toxications, and no chemicals. If you like to enjoy or have fun, Hopex Market has something called Pexi. It's a social media platform where you can go and meet people all around the world. At HopexMarket.com. Every order that you purchase are free shipping, which means you pay no money for any product that you buy. Everything is free shipping. And they have coupons and discounts every now and then, which works great for me and for anybody else. So, if you'd like to know more about Hopex Market, go to HopexMarket.com. Introduce yourself to the people listening.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Cheryl.
Okay, Miss Cheryl. So, what age were you when you got pregnant?
I got pregnant when I was about 27.
27, that's a long time ago. I'm not 27. Okay, so what was the feeling you had when you first got pregnant?
I was excited, very excited, elated. I was ready to be a mom.
Sometimes you don't look in the mirror and be like, oh, there's a baby inside of me. You never done that.
Well, yeah, you do have that feeling, especially when you feel the first flutters.
Okay. So how many kids do you have now?
I have 2 daughters.
Can you tell us in details your experience about being a mom?
Yes, in detail. It's a very, very, very in detail job. You part with self. You consume being your children, not living their ideal life, but you consume their everything. You're responsible for another being in total.
So what do you love most about your kids?
The people they've evolved into.
I never heard that. Wow, like their friends?
I said the people they're
They
evolved
The
into.
things they become.
The people they have become.
Great. Well, I hope that's not well. Okay, so what is one thing that you've always thought that you could have done differently as a mother?
That's a long question. That one could go way down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Maybe being a little stricter.
You feel like you could have been more stricter?
Yes.
Are you a strict mom?
I'm not a strict mom, no. I let my children be who they are, and sometimes you need to be a little bit more stricter to get the results.
What is one thing you've always wanted to tell your kids, but you never told them?
To be careful about this life and to weigh everything at first sight.
And to weigh everything at first sight?
To weigh everything at first sight. Because
Wow.
usually your first mind is your right mind.
Wow. Yeah. Sometimes that happens and people give doubts. Like, oh, what if? Oh, what if not?
Exactly.
But really, you already had the answer.
You already have the answer. So you got to weigh it at first sight, and usually that's the right mind.
Is that something you knew before you became a mom?
I don't know the answer to that.
Like, is that something you knew, you wish somebody had told you before you start raising a child? Maybe like how to properly raise a child or things that might happen.
Well, giving birth.
It's hard.
It's a hard job,
Yeah.
yes. It's nothing like it. You'll never experience that pain again.
Yeah, my mom though, she said it's something like when you remember, it's like you can explain it.
Yes, you don't explain it.
Too
It's
much
unexplainable.
pain, right.
It's a lot of pain.
A lot of pain. Okay, so there are a lot of kids now that are getting pregnant at a very young age. I've been discussing that with their parents. What is your opinion to a child, like maybe a 13 or a 14-year-old that just got pregnant? Young people.
Well, if I had to give advice to a young girl at that age, whether she would, listen is another ball game, another avenue or whatever. But I would just say to be sure when you're having sex that you're being protected, because children are going to have sex. So you would tell them to be protected and to find out who the person is and to introduce the person to your mother, your parents, and get mom and dad's advice first.
Okay, great.
Always be protected.
Okay. Can you tell me one of your favorite memory of your child or your children?
Yes, my oldest daughter, she is and still is very particular. She don't like to be dirty.
Okay.
And I tried to introduce her to Georgia Red Clay, and that was like I needed to dial 911.
She told you not to do that.
Not to put her in the dirt. She did not like the dirt, and she still doesn't like the dirt to this day.
To call 911 for what?
Yeah, but 911 was the over dramatization that she had from getting dirty. 911 is your emergency contact.
Right.
So that's how she felt. I should call 911.
All right. Thank you, Miss Shara, for
You're
doing
welcome.
this.
Thank you.
My intake on being a mom episode is, well, I'm not a mom and I'm not a mother and I'm not trying to be a mom anytime soon. And no, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna have a child right now because it sounds like a lot and it sounds like I'm not ready to be a mom. So if I have to go through having a child and having kids and understanding them, understanding myself and having a family, I mean, I have to say credit and thank you to all moms and mothers in the world that are actually raising a child and the ones that don't even have kids, or maybe the one that do, or the ones that as parents and become moms to other kids that is their own or not. It's pretty amazing and incredible to actually listen to moms, people talk about their experiences with their kids or other people's children. And that's a road, okay? That's a road. If you're not ready to be a mom, well, it's your choice to do whatever you want to do. And if you're ready to be a mom, at least you have a pick of what's waiting for you or something that you're going to go through. Being a mom, to me, I think it talks about a lot of things that's very helpful and useful to somebody like me that's really young. And getting ready or being ready, I'm not even close to it. So if you're close to it, then good luck. I wish everybody best in life. I wish everybody that's getting ready to have a child best in life and good luck in everything that you do. I wish new moms congratulations to your new child. I hope the road is easy for you. And I hope it's really easy than the ones that have had babies or our mothers in the past. But I'm not ready, so I'm not going to do it. Thank you so much for listening to HopexPodcast. Come back again.